Hi everyone, this is Aaron for Zollotech, and we're going to take a look at Siri on the iPhone 4S. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Now one thing I didn't realize, and a lot of people didn't realize, is that you actually have to turn it on. Because it's in beta right now, it's expected to have a few issues, so they don't turn it on by default. So you go under General, then there's Siri, you can turn it on. You can choose your language, Australian, United Kingdom English, or United States English, French, or German. No Spanish yet, or any of the other common languages. And then we have who you are, that's my info, voice feedback always, and raise to speak. So what happens is you bring it up to your face, it senses that via the proximity sensor, and will switch right to Siri if you want it to do that and you're not in a call. And that's it. So let's go back and show you how it works. I'll go ahead and hold the home button, and if we hit this little info button here, you can see what it tells you to do. You can play music, you can call someone, set up meetings, how do I get home, what is Apple's stock price, wake me up tomorrow. It works pretty well. They had an outage last night, and I've used it since yesterday, and it didn't work during the evening. It couldn't get a network connection, things like that. So let's go ahead and ask it a question and try that out. What is the meaning of life? Seems to get it very 42. So earlier I asked that, and it said it needed to write a long paper about it. So they've built in some funny things. So let's ask it to place an alarm. Wake me up at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow.
It's set for 6:30 a.m.
So that's pretty good. It works really well when it works. Like I said last night, it just didn't seem to work. I saw that other people were having the same issue, and I'm not sure what that was. So let's ask it for directions. How do I get to Carousel Mall?
I found 3 places matching Carousel Mall. Tap the one you want directions to.
So we'll try the mall itself.
Here are directions to Carousel Center Mall.
And it's going to bring up a map of my location and tell me how to get to the mall. And I'm in Syracuse, New York area, so I'm fairly close to that mall. So it brings us to the map. Let's go back to Siri. Look on the web for engadget.com. It doesn't understand.
Searching for engadget.com.
Well, it kind of got that. That's a tricky one. So it just searched the internet for that. We can also do text messages. Text Zachariah Zolo. That's my brother.
Okay, I can send a text to Zachariah Zolo for you. What would you like it to say?
I'm just using Siri, testing it out.
I updated your message. Ready to send it?
Send. So as you can see, you can use this completely hands-free. So you can use it completely hands-free. It sent it. When I receive a message, it will actually read it for me. Let's go ahead and ask it another question. What is the square root of 267 million?
Let me think. This might answer your question.
So it's pretty impressive. It goes out to Wolfram Alpha and grabs that information and just does that. We can try calendars as well. Place an appointment for noon on December 24th, 2011.
Okay, here's your appointment.
There we go. And it placed an appointment. So as you can see, it works really well. There are a couple other things you can do with it. Emails. Let's go ahead and go back here. You can do emails. You can, obviously we did directions, emails, weather, stock prices. It also uses Find My Friends. You can locate, although that didn't seem to be working yet. We can note things and search the web. One thing I noticed is I can't search for my own my own website on here. So let's try it and see. I have to say Zollo instead of Zolo. It doesn't understand it. Search zollotech.com.
If you like, I can search the web for zollotech.com.
And then you just hit search.
Searching for zollotech.com.
And you can see it brought up my website. If I say Zollotech, it doesn't seem to understand that, but it's just speech recognition, and hopefully that gets better over time. I did notice that I used to say Zachariah, it used to pronounce it Zacharia, so it's actually changed and worked now. So you can see it brought that up. So Siri works pretty well. I use it for texting while I'm driving, setting appointments. I set my alarm clock, and if we go into the alarm clock, we should see that there's an appointment for, or an alarm for 6:30 a.m. For me, that's way too early. Let's get rid of that. And I probably could have told Siri to do that. As you can see, Siri works really well. Let's go ahead and it does all sorts of things, as you saw. You can do reminders and a couple other things, but it seems to understand my voice very well. Now, I don't have much of an accent, at least for American English, and so I'm curious how it would work with a Southern accent. Maybe you have a little bit of a Spanish accent. I'd love to hear how it works if you've used this and you're in, you're in the United States, or you've used the German one, the German language, or French. I'd love to hear how well it works for you. It seems to work really well for me. So if you've had a chance to use it, comment below and let's hear if it works for you as well as it does for me. Or comment with the bugs you've had with it. Thanks for watching. If you have anything you want to see that you haven't seen already on the iPhone 4S, I will be doing some comparisons, but please comment below and let me know what you'd like to see. This is Aaron. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.